If you've been enjoying the Beginner Gardening Bootcamp series so far and want to continue learning about gardening, subscribe to our channel. We post videos about all things gardening, including troubleshooting issues like pests every week. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of our Beginner Gardening Bootcamp series. I'm your host. If you're new here, welcome. We are so glad you're here. We talk about all things gardening, from planting to harvesting and everything in between. In episode 4, we talked about the most common garden diseases and how to prevent them organically. And in this episode, we'll be talking about the most common garden pests and also organic ways to get rid of them. So let's just jump right into it. First up, we have aphids. Aphids are small, pear-shaped insects that suck the juices out of plants, causing stunted growth and distorted leaves. They can also excrete a substance called honeydew, which can promote the growth of sooty mold. These little guys can really cause some serious damage if left unchecked. You may notice these little small bugs congregating on the undersides of leaves or on the new growth of your plant, kind of in these little groups. So when you flip over your leaf and you see this, then you know you probably have aphids. There are several ways to treat aphids organically. The first thing you can do is increase the population of beneficial insects in your garden, such as ladybugs and lacewings, because they feed on aphids. The easiest way to do this is to plant a variety of flowers that bloom at different times throughout the season to provide continuous food and habitat for these beneficial insects. Aphids are also repelled by the strong odors of certain plants, such as garlic, chives, and onions. So planting these near your vulnerable plants may help keep them away. You can also spray your plants with a strong jet of water to knock the aphids off. This won't kill them, but it will knock them off your plant, and then you can squish them or put them in a bucket of water with a little bit of dish soap in it. And then just drop them into your garden somewhere else. If you have a severe infestation, you could try neem oil. Again, that is an organic pesticide. It's not my favorite thing to use because it does have a slight odor. But if you have a severe infestation, it might be something worth trying. Next up, we have slugs and snails. Slugs and snails are mollusks that can cause significant damage to your garden by feeding on the leaves and stems of plants. They leave behind a trail of slime and can carry diseases that can harm your plants. If you're noticing big holes in your plants or just chewed up plants, chances are it might be a slug or snail. There are several ways to deal with these guys naturally. The first thing you can do is to remove any hiding places that they might be using in your garden, such as piles of debris or wood. Mulch can also provide a moist, cool environment that slugs and snails need to survive. So you want to avoid putting mulch directly against the base of your plants. Try to lift it up so there is a little gap between your mulch and the base of your plants. Also, you can make your plants less attractive to slugs and snails by keeping them well hydrated and fertilized. Healthy plants are more resistant to pests, so that's always a good idea. If you do find that you have a problem with slugs and snails, you can try sprinkling diatomaceous earth around your plants. Diatomaceous earth is made up of tiny, sharp rocks that cut through the soft bodies of pests like slugs and snails. You can also use beer traps to catch slugs and snails. Simply bury a jar half full of beer in the ground and the slugs and snails will crawl in and drown. Next up, we have cabbage worms. Cabbage worms are the larvae of the cabbage moth. They can cause extensive damage to cruciferous vegetables such as cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower. They munch on the leaves of these plants, causing them to become riddled with holes. Not only that, but they also excrete a slimy substance as they move around, which can further damage the plant. If you notice little green or black worm-like things on your cabbage or cauliflower or broccoli, you likely have cabbage worms. Luckily, there are some easy ways to control these guys. Hand picking is one of the most effective ways to get rid of cabbage worms. If you notice them early enough, you can simply pluck them off your plant and drop them in a bucket of water with a little bit of dish soap in it. If you have a lot of cabbage worms, you can try spraying your plants with a solution of 1 tablespoon of dish soap per gallon of water. The dish soap breaks down the protective coating on the caterpillar's skin, allowing them to dehydrate quickly. You can also dust your plants with a little bit of flour or cornmeal. This is actually going to stick to the undersides of their feet and dehydrate them that way. As always, you can also try neem oil. The next pest on our list are cucumber beetles. Cucumber beetles are known for their striped or spotted shells. They can cause damage to plants such as cucumbers, squash, melons, and pumpkins by feeding on the leaves and stems of the plants, and also by transmitting bacterial wilt. If you notice little holes in your leaves or spots where there's wilting happening, and especially if there's yellow or brown spots on the underside of those leaves, you likely have cucumber beetles. Cucumber beetles are another pest that you can control by introducing beneficial insects into your garden, such as ladybugs, lacewings, and ground beetles. All those things are going to eat the adults and the eggs of the cucumber beetles. You can also destroy the overwintering habitat of these beetles by removing all the squash and vine crops from your garden before the first frost. That way, they won't have anywhere to hide during the winter months. Another way to control cucumber beetles is to cover your plants with row covers. Row covers are lightweight fabric that can be placed over your plants to create a physical barrier that prevents the beetles from landing on your plants. Just make sure that you remove the row covers during the day to allow for pollination. Next up, we have flea beetles. Flea beetles are tiny, often less than 1/8 inch long, and they have a distinctive flea-like jumping motion. They can cause damage by chewing on the leaves of plants such as tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplants. You'll notice small holes in your leaves and possibly even little black specks, which are their droppings. To control flea beetles, you can again introduce beneficial insects into your garden, such as lacewings and ladybugs. They'll love to snack on these little guys. Other helpful tips include watering your plants deeply and regularly, which will help keep them healthy and better able to withstand pest attacks. You can also spray your plants with a solution of 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of liquid soap per gallon of water. This can help deter flea beetles and other pests such as powdery mildew. Just make sure you spray the tops and the bottoms of your leaves. Next up, we have hornworms. Hornworms are large, fleshy caterpillars that can cause significant damage to plants such as tomatoes, peppers, and potatoes. They can strip entire leaves from plants in a short amount of time. If you notice large green or brown caterpillars on your plants, chances are you have hornworms. Hornworms also have a distinct horn at the end of their body, which is where they get their name. If you notice these guys on your plant, get rid of them as quickly as possible. The best way to deal with hornworms is hand picking them off your plants and dropping them in a bucket of water with a little bit of dish soap in it. Hornworms can grow up to 4 inches long, so you should be able to see them pretty easily. If you have a lot of hornworms, you can try spraying your plants with a solution of 1 tablespoon of neem oil per gallon of water. Make sure you spray both the top and the bottom of your leaves to get rid of these guys. And last, but certainly not least, we have spider mites. Spider mites are tiny arachnids that are usually less than 1/20th inch long. You may notice fine webbing on your plants. You'll also notice stippling on the leaves because they tend to suck the chlorophyll out of the plant. If you notice little webs on your plants, and maybe the leaves are starting to look a little bit speckled, you likely have spider mites. You can control spider mites by increasing the humidity around your plants. Spider mites prefer dry conditions, so increasing the humidity can make it difficult for them to survive. You can do this by misting your plants with water or by placing trays of water near your plants. You can also control spider mites by spraying your plants with a strong jet of water. The force of the water will knock the spider mites off your plants. Then you can either squish them or drop them in a bucket of water with a little bit of dish soap in it. You can also treat your plants with horticultural oil, which suffocates the spider mites. So there you have it, 10 common garden pests and how to get rid of them organically. Remember, prevention is key when it comes to pests. By keeping your plants healthy and following the tips above, you can keep your garden thriving all season long. I hope you enjoyed this episode of our Beginner Gardening Bootcamp series. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to catch the rest of the series. And don't forget to share this video with your friends so that they can enjoy it too. Happy gardening!